Hey guys, if you haven't read the title, I'm going to be responding to some thoughts and concerns as far as my channel goes or the content I will be doing. I'm aware of the comments and negativity about all of this going forward, and that's okay. I mean, it's nothing I haven't dealt with before. I mean, I don't think there's anybody out there who hasn't. But one of the main things I've been hearing is JB Hunt going to be okay with this? And one disclaimer I really want to make is the company of JB Hunt has nothing to do with this channel. I drive for them. I am their driver. I don't represent them other than their equipment and on time freight delivery. Aside from that, the content making and the travels and everything I will be doing content on is completely my own. So, whatever you disagree with, feel free to let me know in the comments or you can personally message me. It's completely up to you. But JB Hunt has no involvement in that, and I can't stress that enough. Another question I've gotten is how will seasons work? And to just give a quick run through, in the field of trucking, there's slow periods and busy periods, and I think like every job deals with that in one way or another. But for us, especially towards holidays, things get really busy because people are putting in lots of orders to make their own deliveries. But on other parts, it's very slow. Sometimes I'm trying to find stuff to do things, um, and to keep my own self busy. So I feel like this channel and making content might kind of, make that time pass. But the reason why I can't be doing daily uploads or, other things that some other YouTubers might be doing is because I simply won't have the time. So my goal is to test that out with this first season. My goal is about 10 episodes, with each episode varying from 10 minutes to 20. Uh, it's really a hit or miss whether it'll be one or the other, but it's kind of a tested on a first basis, if that makes any sense. Another question I've gotten is what happens if JB Hunt wants me to take down my channel? Now, while I don't believe that this will happen, there is always the possibility that it will. And for whatever reason, if it does come to that, I will have a final video and I will be explaining the situation if one were to come up, and I will be probably having probably a channel migration. Essentially, I will let you guys know that there's a different channel, and it'll probably be focused more around me just being a truck driver and doing the similar stuff, but I will probably not have any JB Hunt related topics in it. And the channel name will also be subject to change, which I feel like that kind of goes without saying. But at that point, that's kind of what would happen. So you don't got to worry about the content stopping, but the JB Hunt, involvement, at least from my job title, will be completely revoked. Another issue that people seem to be having is, the sexual innuendos and other things that could be stated during this channel. Honestly, with that being said, all I can say is that this is not supposed to be a kid friendly channel. This is not, anything geared towards children. It's just, I'm an adult and I'm going to say adult stuff. I deal with adult, complications every day of my life. And whether that's swearing, foul language, or sexual jokes. It's just that's how it's gonna be. And unfortunately, if that doesn't work with you, I apologize. But there are plenty of other kid-friendly shows, and I would assume some, family-friendly truck driving channels up there. But that's just not mine. Another question I've gotten is it going to be strictly, traveling content? Um, I I feel like I'm kind of understanding what you're asking. If you're asking, is everything going to be strictly, about my job and, traveling and doing all that kind of stuff, that will be the main thing. If you are asking if there's going to be other stuff, like whether that's maybe, I don't know, maybe put a comment on this video to clarify, but if I'm understanding correctly, I will be doing other content too. And what I mean by that is I might find a trucking game that I want to try playing and, seeing how I like it. Or, I might go to a city, you know, that's, I drove to. I've never been there before. And I might just do a whole video based on that city and, my first experience there. Everything is going to be kind of traveling based, but a lot of trucking related content as well. Another question I've gotten is, do I plan on making my channel monetized? Um, if you're talking about, like, trying to get paid from YouTube from this, no. I mean, if it gets big enough, maybe. But I'm more so doing this for a hobby. I don't really have any goal to just make money out of it. That's not really what I'm gearing towards. It's more so just trying to get people to understand and, gain some knowledge and to see a different side of trucking. That's not just us taking over the road and trying to be a-holes for everybody. Now, if my channel does end up getting monetized in the very, very far future, that won't change my content at all. And specifically because I would need to work as a truck driver to make content. If I'm getting monetized for being a truck driver, I have to be a truck driver. And quite frankly, I feel like that kind of goes without saying. I mean, if anybody worries about that or having an influence on me stopping my job, that won't happen. I need my job to continue making content. Another question I've gotten is, with me having kids, is that going to have an impact on my content? Obviously, my kids will always come first. There's no doubt about that. Even if, some episodes end up getting delayed, 9 times out of 10, if it does, just know that I probably had to take care of something, probably involving my kids. Sorry. And with that being said, you know, like I said, they'll always come first. They are always going to come first, and nothing will change that. Not even a successful YouTube channel. I've been asked about future plans for my channel. Uh, I don't have many. I do plan to have more seasons. This first one is technically just like a testing season. It's to see what people think about it, and I'm not too sure like what each season will be about. But this first one is definitely just to kind of give people an insight on being a truck driver and the struggles that we deal with and the things that we see. Nothing crazier than that right now, but yes, there is definitely more planned. With me accumulating some stuff. I mean, like lots of truck stops I've been through have some amazing stuff. Some handcrafted items. I would like to do some giveaways eventually, and kind of give people these opportunities to get some of these amazing items that sometimes they drive right past. Truck stops are not just for trucks, guys. Remember that. Another question, or not a question, but somebody letting me know about truck drivers, going to conventions and having their own booths. Do I plan to have one myself? No. Well, no. No, I have not planned that because I didn't know that. But for whatever reason, if I gain a fan base, I'm sure that I could. But we're still really early in the channel right now, so that's a very far thought away. But for right now, that's about it. If you have any more comments or concerns, questions, I'll be free to answer them when I can. Without further ado, subscribe. That'll really help me gain some popularity. And yeah, take it easy out there, guys. Thank you.